It is finally time to decorate the house for Halloween. After shopping at all of these different stores and getting a bunch of cool stuff, I am ready to get this party started. But first, I need to clean. We've got this hutch we're going to decorate, as well as this little table here, and of course the dining room table has to be decorated, and my top two shelves of my bookshelf. Here's my adorable little babies, Maxie and Harry. And probably this light as well as this mirror here. I think that could all be decorated too. Here's what it looks like before. Let's see if we can transform it. So I'm gonna clear off the top of this hutch and give it a quick once over with some Fabuloso. Then we're gonna move to the inside. You know, we've got all this glassware and we barely drink, as evidenced by the fact that this decanter is stuck to the inside of the hutch. Anyways, I'm gonna clear out all this glass and then give this a quick wipe down as well. I have some big plans for this hutch. Now we're just gonna clear off this table. This is kind of like where I do my makeup and also just pile crap, so this one will be really easy to clean. Give it a quick wipe and we're good to go. I've got this painting for the boys' christening, kind of creepy, but we love it, so I'm gonna incorporate it into the decorations. Now we are going to clear off the top shelf of the bookshelf. Again, just a bunch of crap. Sorry, RBG. And we are gonna stack all of my books. I'm a big reader. So for this area, I kind of wanted it to be like a spooky library. So I created some visual interest with the stacks of books, and then I didn't want to distract with the titles of the books, so I just turned them so that the pages were only showing. And this is the final product. So clean. I love it. Hasn't been that clean in months. All right, so everything is pretty much cleared off, except for, of course, the dining room table because it has all my stuff on it. I need to clear that off too so we can start there. But it looks pretty good. So we're gonna start with this cloche. I got this at Target for $10, the cloche at least. I got the skull at Spirit Halloween, I think it was 10 or 15. And then I got the moss and the fake flower stuff, I think at Hobby Lobby. Or maybe it was Michael's. Anyways, I put the floral foam in just to kind of like hold the fake floral stems in. At this point, I'm just trying to create some pops of color. I'm using mostly grays and blacks in my decor, so I thought the red and the green would really help this skull to pop. So I'm just gonna build it on the little base of the cloche, and super easy. You know, you just stick some flowers in. I liked that long stem because I could like twist it around the skull. And then this moss is just covering up the foam. It literally took, I don't know, 10 minutes to do this tops. Put the lid on and it is ready to go. Now I'm going to vacuum my table because I'm trash and it's just so much easier. And then we're gonna just spray it down with some Windex, create a nice clean surface for my tablecloth. So the tablecloth I'm using this year is from Target. It's just a spiderweb tablecloth. I think it was $10. I just want to cover up the glass surface and the wood of this table because it's just not spooky. So that'll just be a good base. And then I wanted to put the cloche on. I think I'm going to keep it centered. I just kind of wanted to see what it looked like. But I'm going to underneath put this spider runner. It's like a faux leather that I got at Target this year. It's super cute. It's just gonna add another layer of detail. So I'm gonna put the cloche back on, but I feel like it needs more texture. So I'm gonna use this spooky fabric. I have gray, and then I think I'm going to add some black as well. This will make it, I don't know, it just looks so much better with a little bit of texture. I got these gold candlesticks at Hobby Lobby. Not this one, that was on top of my hutch, but these other three I got at Hobby Lobby and I love them. I also got these placemats there. I was gonna spray paint them black to make them look more like spider webs, but after putting them on the table, I feel like they look great in brown. And I could also probably use them for Thanksgiving, so I'm just gonna leave them brown. I'm gonna tuck them in to the spooky fabric just to kind of make them look more like a piece of the center. I got these black bleeding candles from Spirit, so I'm gonna put these in the 4 candlesticks. I cannot wait to light these. It's gonna look amazing. I got this little snake skeleton, I think at Michael's maybe. And then this hand, I got a set of 2 hands from Spirit. I think it was like $5. So I'm just gonna put it on this little candlestick here. Aw, here's my babies again, little Maxie and little Harry. They're teething, so I'm gonna give them some Tylenol. They've been kind of psycho lately, but you know, that's what happens with 10-month-old babies. They're just crazy, especially when you have 2. But we love them, so adorable. All right, back to decor. I got this cage, this little bird cage at Hobby Lobby, and I got the spider at Spirit, so I just stuffed it in there. And I got a bag of skull heads, little skull heads. They're heads. Bag of skulls. I'm gonna put some on the table for some visual interest. That one is not cooperating. Stay in your place, little skull. All right, oh, and I left the Tylenol out, so let's put that away. I thought the table needed a little bit of color, so I got this bag of like mini pumpkins at the Home Depot, and I'm just gonna put them in different spots on this tablescape. Looking good. Gonna rearrange a few things. Ugh, I love it. It looks so good. I got these little succulents at Michael's. They're like black and spooky. So I'm just gonna put those in to create a tiny bit of height. Looking great. And our little mouse friend on top of the cloche. And that is it. This is what it looks like during the day. You know, I had no idea what I was going to do for my dining room table setup. I had a bunch of stuff, but I didn't know how it was going to come together. I had kind of a vision, but not really. I think it looks great. So good. We've got this little tree, and as you can see, Miss Rachel is on in the background. I'm going to use these spider lights. They're purple. I really like the way they look, but the one thing I don't like is they don't have a timer built in. Anyways, whatever. I'm just going to put it on this tree to just, you know, the tree's just chilling. I think it'll look better with some spider lights. Ooh, spooky. Hope you're not arachnophobic. All right. Battery box. Takes 3 AA batteries, I think. So I'm just going to stuff it in the tree here. Awesome. Looks good. Hey, little buddy. You hungry? You want some milky? All right. Oh, don't cry. There we go. Yum yums. All right. I got this Garland at Target as well, and it takes, I think, 3 AA batteries. I'm gonna stuff that in. This is going to go in the chandelier above the dining room table. I think I'm going to use 2 of them though, because with just the one, it wasn't enough coverage. So I'm gonna get that up there, and then I'm just gonna have to stuff the battery box like up on top. Ooh, that looks so good. So for the mirror, I was going to use this Garland, but it needed to be plugged in, and I just didn't want to screw with an extension cord, so I got a battery-powered purple light instead and put that up on, and I just need to rearrange this green spooky fabric. I think I got this one at Spirit. Looks a little swampy. I love it. Okay, let's move on to the Apothecary Hutch. So I got this hand. It's like a palm reading hand at Spirit. I'm going to stuff it into my plant here on top. And then I also got this spider. This one was really delicate. I got it at Michael's. And then this beetle I also got at Michael's. You just have to watch out for their legs because they'll break off really easily. Anyways, let's move to the inside of the hutch. I'm going to put down some moss just because, and put my little skull. And I'm going to surround it with some quartz and some amethyst that I already have because I love to collect that kind of stuff. This is a piece of coral I plucked from the sea in Puerto Rico. All right, I found this butterfly skeleton. Ugh, I love it. So like the top shelf area is going to be kind of like where all of like the witch's bones are. I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking. So in my mind, this Apothecary Hutch is for some witch in a spooky cabin in the woods. So she's collected like all of these bones of animals. Now this is some centipedes for her witchcraft or whatever in a little jar. So yeah, that's what this top shelf is. That's what I see in my head. I got this little green, it's a paperweight, but it has these spooky bubbles in it, and I'm gonna light it up from either below or from behind. Have a little frog skeleton. He was super cute. There's so many different skeletons you can choose from out there right now. I wanted some unique small ones. Oh, and a little mouse friend. I've been putting these mice everywhere. I got a bag of them, like 10 10 of them for like, I don't know, $3. And tea lights. These tea lights are on a timer. So for the second shelf, it's going to be more like an ingredients shelf. So I stuffed some plastic bones in this one. And we've got a couple test tubes and just, little jars and things. This is a candle that's LED, and then I'm going to put a skull hand around that as well. A skeleton hand around it. I got these at Michael's. I just feel like they could be like herbs for her witchcraft recipes. I don't know. And a little sprayer for some plants. I don't know. I was just trying to think of like what was going to be in a real witch's Apothecary Hutch, Got this little painting thing here, shadow box, put a little mouse on top of it. All right, some tea lights, and I think the second shelf is ready to go. So the bottom shelf is going to be with all of the stuff. Well, let's talk about the shadow box first. So there was a shadow box at Michael's. It was $60. I think it was like $40 on sale, but I didn't want to spend that much. So I got this box at Walmart for $10, and then I just stuffed it with stuff that I already had. These little geodes, skull, put a little mouse friend in there. This little jar I stuffed with some of the moss from, I bought a few different bags of moss, so that was already there. And a little tea light, and it's good to go. And put that there. And then I got this box/book, Reveal Your Future. That's pretty cool. And I got this shrunken head at an antique show. I'll have that video up in a few weeks. $5. I got this little glass thing here too that's like stuffed with sage and different things. Ooh, love it. It looks so good. So there we go with the tea lights. So I got some chalk. I figured anytime I'm watching something with witches, they're always doing something with chalk. So I thought I'd put that with the sage just to be more historically accurate. Awesome. Okay, a final wipe down for this table. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this table. I have like a hodgepodge of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to use this though. It's like a spider web tablecloth. I don't know, just to cover the surface of the wood. I don't know if that's a good idea with the babies, but whatever. We'll put that on. I think this is supposed to be for like a mantle, but it would work for this tiny table too. So we'll just get that done. So I really have no idea what I'm gonna do with this table. I have a bunch of stuff, but I don't know. I was just thinking maybe like something framing the family portrait. I don't know, maybe these crow candelabras, or I really love my little driftwood pumpkin. I want to put that somewhere for sure. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I think, you know what? I think I'm going to put these lighted trees. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to put another lighted tree on the other side to kind of balance it out. I think I may have to come back to this table. We'll see. Okay, I got this little terrarium at Walmart. It was on clearance in the summer stuff for $12.50. So I'm going to put some of the moss that I already have in the bottom of it, and then I'm going to put a little sculpture that I got. It's like a skull with a crow on the top of it. It's going to be like my little pet. And I think this is going to be the centerpiece area for the top of my bookshelf. I also really have no idea what I'm going to do with this area, so let's just play around with some of the items and see what we come up with. After figuring out the decor for the bookshelf, I decided to add these hanging candles I found at Target. I think it's going to look great right here. And the final area is this little end table. I kind of just put some things that I had left over, but I think it ended up looking really, really good. All right, now, this is what it looked like before we cleaned, and then after we cleaned, and now for the final reveal. thanks for helping me decorate for Halloween. This was super fun. It was my first year doing interior. I typically do exterior decorations only, but this was amazing, and next year is going to be even better. I also am going to have a video coming out with my exterior decorations in the next few days, so be sure to hit that subscribe button. And on the screen, you'll see a few videos that you may like to watch, so why don't you click on one of those, and I'm going to go get all the rest of my exterior Halloween decorations done. Bye-bye!